subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
What's going on, y'all? What is going on, people? Y'all come on in the room. What's happening with you guys? Let me get my microphone and everything working. How y'all living, man? How's your week going so far, ladies and gentlemen? Glad to have you guys in here. We're piling on in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, Miss Juicy Genius? I see you. Shout out to all the regulars. Y'all pop on in here. Doing the late night tap in as we do. Before we get started, y'all know how we got to get down. Let me shout out some of the regulars real quick. We have MRK in the building, Ani Asaru in the building, Shane in the building, Marak in the building, Sweets in the building, Malcolm the Mayor in the building, Ty Powell in the building, Michi God in the building, Sexy D in the building, Highland Holmes in the building. We got Sir Mike Tarver in the building, Brother Arthur Watkins Jr. in the building, and Minister Shouty in the building. What's going on, man? Also, let me shout out Miss Skyline. I see you down there, dear. Oh, we in here. We're gonna get calls early. Brother Solon, I see Brother Solon in the building, just popped in. So I hope you guys are having a productive week so far, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in Vegas right now. I am in Las Vegas right now, chilling with the family, letting the kids get their fun in before they start school next week. Boy, they got Vegas locked down, man. They got the streets are janky out here because of that um attempted terror attack that happened at Trump Hotel that's not too far from where I am now. Um, Boy, they got these streets real janky. Yeah, the freeways, the exits. It's interesting. They got a presence here, and a lot of people are still trying to make sense of what's going on with these attacks that we've had at the beginning of the year. Right at the start of the year, we got these attacks. Um, and what's interesting about these attacks, and more details are still coming out. For those who don't know, let me just give a real quick briefing. For those who don't know, there were a couple of attacks at the beginning of the year. The first day of the new year, there were several attacks. One out here in Vegas at the Trump Hotel, they had the explosives in the Tesla, and there was a suicide terrorist who blew up the Tesla in front of the Trump Hotel. And then, we had the situation down there in New Orleans where you had this ISIS supporter who rammed dozens of people and killed them, and then got into a shootout with the police and they offed him. More information is still coming out about that guy. They were saying some stuff about him possibly plotting to kill his own family. I'm like, man, what the hell is up with that dude? So people are still trying to get into his background. What's interesting, him and the terrorist out here in Vegas, both of them were stationed at Fort Bragg at one point. It was so many coincidences there. They were stationed at Fort Bragg at the same time. They both military guys. They carried out terror attacks at the exact same time on the same day. They rented the cars from the same exact app. Way too many coincidences there. A lot of coincidences there. And here's another thing, family. Here's another very interesting thing. There's this woman who works with the CIA. Sarah Adams is a white lady. She's a CIA person. Um, if you go look at some of her interviews, Sarah Adams, she's been predicting that an ISIS attack is going to happen in 2025. She has several videos saying this. She's been warning people. because she's been studying a lot of intel and studying Hamas and ISIS and all of these foreign agents and some of these subversive groups. And she's been saying, and you can go back and look at videos from months ago. She's like, yeah, 2025, expect an attack. ISIS is going to strike in 2025. And damn it, if they didn't strike on the first day. So look up Sarah Adams. So these people are on the radar. They know what's going on. They know what's going on, and they know what some of these people are plotting. This is why I'm like, they when they have people coming in the country and opening these borders, you don't know who's who. You don't know who's coming over here anchoring their kids. You don't know what's going on over here. It's too much. But it's very, very interesting to see how this stuff is going to play out. I'm gonna get some calls from the family in a minute. Y'all raise your hand if you want to get on, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki the God, I see you, beloved. I see brother Marcel. I see brother McCall in the building. But they just released some footage from the January 6th situation, right before the January 6th thing that happened some years ago. There was some dude going around the RNC headquarters and the DNC headquarters, I think. It was some type of RNC and DNC facility where this guy was planting pipe bombs. And they're like, hey, we need help from the public to identify who this person is. So this was years ago, and they're still trying to identify a dude who was planting pipe bombs, and he planted these pipe bombs right before the whole January 6th insurrection. And, and speaking of DC, the Trump inauguration, man, that's gonna be super duper tight. It's security wise. That's going to be extremely tight security wise because um, from some of these CIA people and some of these intelligence um, people, a lot of them are saying some of these attacks are kind of targeted at Trump. Well, they had that thing blow up at his hotel out here in Vegas, so he's definitely on the radar. Also, remember when the guy tried to assassinate Trump? They said that guy was stationed at Fort Bragg. Yeah. So, they didn't try to take Trump out a couple of times. And it's very interesting. So, yeah, this inauguration, man, the block is going to be real hot. And I think they know this. And truth be told, I think that's probably why they invited a damn black band up there. You notice they got that black HBCU that's going to play up there, and they were kind of making some noise about that. That's interesting. That yeah, when they invited the black HBCU band to go up there and play, people like, oh, this is great. And yeah, I wasn't tripping on it, but when I'm thinking about it and hearing some of these intelligence people, you know how they'll pull black people in the front line to have us use us as shields. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's a play where they're trying to, get some black folks up there as a buffer. So if something pops off, will be some of the collateral damage. Yeah, you invite us when the block is hot. Then you want to invite us when something might pop off. Yeah. So I'm looking at things from all different angles. But man, DC, when that inauguration happens in DC in a few weeks, the block is going to be real hot. And everybody needs to keep their eyes and ears open because, yeah, if they're doing this at the beginning of the year, they're launching attacks like this at the very beginning of the year, it's going to get worse. And also, these damn planes, man. I was just talking about these planes the other day, just dropping out of the sky. Wasn't there a plane? Because I was on my way out here driving. Wasn't there a plane that crashed in Orange County? Where my LA people? Didn't a plane crash in Fullerton somewhere and kill a couple of people? The hell is all these planes falling out the sky? Man, I got my tinfoil kufi on, man. Is this some AI stuff? Dude, I don't know what's going on. Yeah? Is AI tripping? Because I saw somewhere they were talking about AI, like Chat GPT, some of these AI programs. Um, one of these AI programs realized that it was going to get shut down and it was going to get replaced by a new advanced AI program. So the AI program tried to clone itself without anybody programming it. It acted on its own, and the AI program tried to clone itself. And it tried to do it in a very deceptive manner. So yeah, this AI thing, man, we got to keep our eye on that too. Again, that's what the movie The Matrix was about. You know, the movie that that sister wrote, and they kind of took her idea. It was about humanity using machines, and then the machines got a certain level of intelligence and then started to outsmart the humans and then took over. You know, so that's a possibility with AI. Yeah. Now let me get some calls in here. Let me get some calls from the family because we got a lot of folks in here. Brother Solon in the building. Hop in, sir. And I was speaking of the Matrix. We got a brother named the Oracle. That's a character from the Matrix. The Oracle was the black woman in the Matrix. Brother Solon, what's happening?
Hey, peace, Tariq. I'm actually just leaving Las Vegas now because that's my hometown. Going back to the
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going back to the Bay. So first thing is, Fort Bragg is actually called Fort Liberty now, but Trump's planning on changing all the bases that was changed within the last, I think, 4 years back into the Confederate soldiers' name. So yeah, Fort Liberty will be Fort Bragg soon.
Okay.
About the Jabbar guy from New Orleans. Um, Apparently, what the FBI was saying, he wanted to kill his family, but it
Right.
wanted to send out a big message. So he ended up running over all those people. And he was a human resource specialist. He was a 42 Alpha, and then he was a IT specialist, which was like a 25 uniform. So a lot of
Mm,
those jobs is like information collecting. Um, as well as he went to Egypt, I think like was it 10 months before? And as far as the other guy from Vegas, he was coming from I think Colorado Springs as well, but he was stationed at Fort Liberty, and he was Special Forces. So based on the explosives, he could be what was it? I think 18 Charlie. I think that's the Special Forces engineer sergeant.
hmm
And then it was also said that he had a bullet in his head before the explosions went off.
Right. Right.
So I see that's very suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah. They said he shot himself, but yeah, that's a very interesting narrative that they're running with.
Hey, Tariq, I wanted to ask you something real quick.
Go ahead.
So on my channel, I've got a YouTube channel. I've been like tapping into what's going on in the news. Didn't know if it was okay to, maybe listen to some of the spaces on my channel, if that's okay or not.
Not we. No, I don't want people posting our stuff on their channels because we'll
Okay,
flag it.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure beforehand.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We definitely don't want nobody. Thank you, brother. We don't want nobody posting. Nobody has permission to post our spaces on their channel. No, 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 no. We don't allow that. We don't want that at all. And let's get tied up in the building.
Hey Tariq, how's it going, brother?
I'm good, Ty. How are you, brother?
I'm pretty good. I would love your opinion on this. So my personal opinion, I have like a lot of African American leaders that I look up to as far as morality and dignity, but
Hmm
I feel like it's inevitable that we cannot. My question is, how do we appoint our leaders of who to listen to if a lot of our morality and dignity comes down to cultural and religious beliefs? How do we collectively appoint our leaders on who we listen to? What is your suggestion? Is it possible, or do we eventually have to come down to tribal isolation, in which it comes down to culture and religion?
Well, listen, listen. You can listen and get some game from anybody. It just depends on how thorough they are with the game or with the information they have, how well they apply it, and how much integrity they utilize when they apply the knowledge that they have. So you can get knowledge from a lot of different people. It's not about being having them lead you. Because I want us to get away from the whole leader thing, so that we can just be on code. Because see, the dominant society, white society, they don't have a whole bunch of leaders. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the leader of white people. You don't have that. You just have a bunch of white people on code. When they come in the room, they know how to get on code immediately. So the code is the leadership with them. And I want us to get into the mindset where the code is the leadership. So everybody from all walks of life, if they are trustworthy people with good information, we can learn something from them and we can get something from that. So that's what we have to start doing. We have to start extrapolating game and knowledge from people with a little more wisdom than we have. And you can get that from anybody. Um, Now, it's very important to be able to trust people if you want to kind of invest in them and just really rock with the movement that they got going on and really support what they have going. It's important that you find people who are trustworthy, meaning people who do what they say and say what they do. That's very important. And I tell people all the time, if you want to do good business and if you want people to really respect you and people to support you, just say what the hell you mean and mean what you say. Follow through with everything you say. Follow through with everything you do. And then there you go. You're going to have an audience. People are going to rock with you. Trustworthiness goes a long way because trustworthiness is rare, to be honest. It's very rare to have people really stand on business and do what they're supposed to do. You understand? Consecutively in a consistent way. Yeah. People are generally very flaky about stuff, very sometimey. They procrastinate. You understand? People get lazy. People want to kind of post up and lollygag and then they lose their confidence. So a lot of people don't like to follow through with certain things. If you become the kind of person who will follow through on something, man, doors will open for you. If you have the reputation of somebody who's going to follow through with what you plan and say you're going to do, that goes a long way. In life, it goes a long way in dating. That's what women like. Women like a dude who they can trust. Women like a dependable dude. You understand? Good or bad, even if he's a gangster, if he's a dependable gangster, women like it. If he's consistently saying, hey, I got to hit the block at 6, women like the consistency of that. They don't like no flim flammy, flip floppy, sometimey dude. And men the same way. We like a woman who's trustworthy. We like a woman who can trust. That's the main thing men look for in women. Ladies, you want to know what men like? The secret to men want to know if they can trust your ass. That's the main thing. If a man can trust you, that goes a long way. The minute you become untrustworthy, um, too many negative thoughts start popping in that dude's head. Too many doubts are raised. Dudes want trustworthy women. So trust goes a long way. So we just got to find people who we can trust and people we can learn from. I've gotten some of the best game from people who are not financially well, but just people who got wisdom. I got some real good game from a damn crackhead in jail one time. It was a crackhead dude. One of the reasons I stopped eating pork was a crackhead. I stopped eating pork early 90s. I was in jail and my cellmate was a crackhead. He was in there for crack, but he was a Muslim. You understand? He was a Muslim, but he was on drugs. He was an older gentleman. And um, we were in jail. It was early in the morning and they brought breakfast. They brought some sausage, some pork sausage with oatmeal. It was like some real janky breakfast. And I'm like, man, this sausage looking real nasty. And then he started talking about pork. He's like, yeah, brother, that's pork. That's the swine. You want to stay away from that swine because the pig is a disgusting animal, brother. The pig has a worm that's in its cells, and the Bible says don't eat the pig. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about not eating the pig. And he just went on about pork and then just started dropping some mathematics about a lot of game, like the earth at 25,000 miles. He just started breaking down a whole bunch of game. This brother was almost like enlightened when he was dropping this game. Just like Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? When Malcolm X was in jail and somebody started dropping game on him, I felt like that. This dude was just dropping hella game. And when he was finished, I'm like, damn, brother, all this stuff you said was deep. I said, man, I ain't never eating pork again. I ain't gonna eat it. I ain't about to eat this pork. You know what he said? Give me that pork. I'm gonna eat it. That nigga got the pork and ate it after he gave me that long speech. I swear to God, this nigga got the sausage and ate it after he done preached to me and ate the sausage. I said, brother, um, you just gave me a whole long speech about not eating pork. He was like, well, damn it, the flesh is weak, my nigga. And I am on crack. You know, I respect that. He said the flesh is weak and he's a crackhead. I had to respect it. He was very honest. He's like, yeah, nigga, I'm there's a duality there. You can be righteous, but yeah, I am on the pipe. So I'm down bad right now, but I want you to be on the right path. I'm gone. I'm about to this pork up. And when I get out of here, I'm about to find me a pipe. But you, young man, you do the right thing. And I took that. I've never done any drugs. And I've never eaten pork since that time. You understand? So I got the game. He gave me some good information, and I got that game from him. Sometimes um, when people are backsliding, there's a duality there. There's certain things in a person's spirit. There's a certain thing in certain things that's been put on folks, that's been imposed on them. We're human. We're subjected and susceptible to certain negative influences placed on us, but deep down, some of us, especially foundational Black Americans, we have a very heavy core that's honorable to a certain degree. It is. So again, it's all about learning some game. All right, let me get some calls in here. Let me see. Y'all raise your hand if you're okay. Chief Dusty Wolf. No, I'm not gonna have Chief Dusty Wolf. You know what, Dusty Wolf, you've been calling for a minute. I heard one of our old playbacks, and you were on there like in March of last year. I didn't recognize it until I just heard one of our playbacks. So you've been calling for a long time, talking the same dusty ass stuff. I didn't know that. So you've been dustying it up for a long time. Yeah, so Chief Dusty Wolf likes to call up and just babble, and I don't want to do no babble tonight. I don't want to hear no babble.
Good way, good way.